I'm gonna try to tone it down and think before I'm speaking. Hello, hi, welcome back to another video. So today I am actually going to be doing a collection of speed paints again. I've done this before and I'm doing it again because me and Teddy 1907 or Quill and Canvas have actually just completed a cute little mini series that we were doing to celebrate Pride Month for June. And we've actually done this before, but it was in a slightly different way. So as you can probably tell by the title and the thumbnail, we decided to do a little rainbow art challenge. And so what we did with that was we took a color and kind of made it like a solid color in the background or a shape or like, you know, just like a square in the background. And then the characters and details that were featured on top of it stayed in like black and white. You'll notice throughout this, once we get into the speed paints, that there will be some like tones used, like kind of like manga tones. And then something that was also Tatty's idea was to kind of add an accent color now and then. So like, you know, maybe the eyes would be colored if they matched the color that the characters were placed on. There wasn't really strict rules to it. We kind of just picked colors and then picked couples that, you know, went along kind of with the colors. So all of the characters that you're going to see in this are original characters that belong to me and Teddy 1907, or again, Quill and Canvas. Her name is different on TikTok, so that's why that's why I'm saying the two different names. But all of the characters belong to us. They're all original characters, and they all kind of like have different storylines or plot lines that they are involved with, but a lot of them connect, as I've mentioned in many of these other videos before. So I hope that you enjoy this. I thought this would be a fun video to do, and obviously we have a lot of themes fitting for Pride Month through our stories and just in general, obviously. So yeah, I hope it will be fun to watch. And again, I mean, I can never resist a yap session about the characters. But before that, right before that, I just wanted to say one other thing. I have already messed up my goals for my upload schedule. So I said the thing of wanting to upload twice a month, and I messed that up completely because I actually had a little bit of like a mishap with my other laptop. And I'm saying other laptop because I was incredibly lucky and fortunate enough to be able to get this new laptop with the help of Tatty. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that. So right now I am making this video. This is the first video that I'm making on my new little laptop, so that's fun. I made a stupid mistake of accidentally placing my old laptop on some condensation, and it just didn't go well. It was a stupid mistake. So now I have this new one, and I'm excited to hop back into this. So let's go. Starting us off is actually going to be two of our god characters, Aristeus and Danaeus, and you've probably seen them if you watched the Cattober video and then some of the various videos that are on here because they have been mentioned several times by now. But we're starting off with pink because we actually did 8 colors in the rainbow. So it goes red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and then pink. I felt like I was saying that for way longer, like my brain just had a moment there. But anyways, I'm also I've also put this in a bit of a backwards format because this is the way that we actually posted the little mini series on our TikToks. So we're starting with pink first, and the reason we both actually chose Aristeus and Danaeus for pink, and part of the reason for that is because in their lore, Aristeus actually creates the color pink for Danaeus as like an act of his intense love for him, and to kind of like portray the softness that he sees in him. And I just think that that's a really sweet piece of their lore. It's really adorable, and their colors, their main colors are obviously yellow and pink, and this is true throughout like all of their timelines. So we both chose them for pink, and I really like the way this one turned out. I don't often draw roses and stuff by hand. In fact, you'll see in some of the other pieces coming up that I did use some of the like assets that are in the program, but I like the way this turned out, the hand-drawn stuff. I'm not usually that good at flowers and on leaves and stuff because I don't always have the patience for it. But I didn't draw the falling petals though, I will say that. I tested out a brush for that. But yeah, these are also going to go a little bit fast, so I hope that that's okay. I'm going to try to say as much as I can about the characters for each one, but I love these two. I've talked about them. I've yapped about them several times, so I hope that you like the picture, and I really like the way it turned out too. And I absolutely love Tatty's as well. I think hers is so cute. They have a little sun moon tattoo on them, and it's just incredibly adorable. So yeah, please go and check out both of our series on our TikTok pages, because I love all of the pieces that she did for this, and you can just see the full series on both of our pages of each of the art that we did. So yeah. Next up is Violet now, or Purple. So the characters for this, we both chose the same set of characters for this one as well. And this is Sonia and Iris, or Soo-hyun. And these are actually relatively new characters. I say new in like quotations though, because they are a part of Lessa's family lines. So they are like in his family, and his family kind of goes through different generations and different time periods. So these two are set in the 1940s, like around the 1940s, a little bit after that, kind of like mid 1940s. So yeah, and their story takes place over like a small course of time, and then they have like an extended story, and then obviously they actually make connection with Lessa like much later on in the storyline that we follow with Lessa. So these two are super cute. Soo-hyun is actually a boy, biologically a male, and he refers to himself as a male, but he dresses as a woman for his job, and because he actually does enjoy like feminine style a lot. As their story progresses, he actually kind of develops a little bit more of an androgynous style, but he still leans much more towards like the feminine side of that. So yeah, I just wanted to do something like cute and cuddly for this, and the theme in their story kind of involves like a nightclub and activities that happen there, because that's where Soo-hyun works in the beginning, and Sonia is like a really adorable lawyer and an artist, and he is kind of dragged into the nightclub one night, and he doesn't want to be there. He doesn't feel really that comfortable with the people who invite him there, because they're kind of being weird towards him and kind of not very nice to him usually. So he feels weird and he wants to leave, but Iris catches his eye on the stage and he decides to stay, and a lot of stuff happens after that. So I'm really excited because we're actually in the process of, Tatty came up with a really cool way to set up the course of events for the stories, and it's been so fun to see it, and she's like putting so much work into it. I'm so excited. It's so fun to see them develop. But yeah, love them a lot. The next one is Indigo here, and this is actually going to be Daniel and Patrick, and I actually am like super happy with the way that this one turned out. So we were talking about Daniel a lot as we were drawing these pieces. She also again did Daniel and Patrick for Indigo, because the color, like the dark blue color, is actually kind of a pretty big theme in this storyline with them. Dark blue, as you may have seen from the other artworks with Daniel especially, he has that color hair, and the like ethnicity that he is, it's like very common features with them. So like his mom has that hair color, and his uncle Orif has that color, and you know, there's just a lot of people where they originally come from that have these features and these colors, and so they're obviously fitting for Indigo. And then I wanted to do something very cuddly and cute with them, because we were talking about Daniel a lot, and I think he's very cool and really awesome. And I also like that he shows like a soft side. He's a little bit like more reserved when it comes to that, but I just think honestly that makes it even cuter in a lot of aspects. And so I did this picture where Patrick gave him his little coat and he's leaning on him, trying to convince him that he's not tired and doesn't need to, you know, take a little break. But Patrick is like, okay, yeah, sure, that's fine. And then he's kind of like, you know, being a little sleepy there. I really like the song that I put to this one as well. I thought it was really cute, and I just really like the way this turned out in general. I was referencing a lot of different manga pages because I want to practice that style a little bit more, and so hopefully that kind of shines through with the pieces. But yeah, I really like the way this turned out. I just thought it was cute and cuddly and sweet, and I've been trying to get better at like clothing folds and stuff, so. But yeah, either way, I love Daniel and Patrick. I think they're so adorable and sweet, and Daniel is very cool, but he's also a soft little sweet baby, so I just need to say that. I don't know, he's just precious. I love him. I love how cuddly he can be, but he's so serious, and they're just sweeties. I don't know. So the next color we have here is obviously blue, and these characters are from another like plotline, another realm that we have, referring to it as Esmeralda still for now. I've mentioned that realm and like the various elements in other videos and stuff as well so far, but these characters are Evriel and Valathiel, and Evriel is the one on the right side, Valathiel is on the left. So Evriel has like the darker hair you'll see when I add the tones. But these two are super cute. So they're like, the basic gist of their story is that Evriel is very good at magic, and she has even taught her baby sister magic. Her baby sister, I will put a picture of her up here too. I actually have a picture of them together. So she taught her magic as well, and along the way of like the things that happen throughout like the events of their stories and Evriel's personal story of like traveling and stuff, she meets Valathiel, and Valathiel knows that she's good at magic, but she herself is like really bad at controlling her own magic, so she winds up asking her if she could mentor her, and realizes that, you know, she likes her as much more than just a mentor. So yeah, I just think that they're really cute. They fit the color blue because they are actually from the Glousy race, which Tatty actually made and came up with, and they control like ice and water, so I figured blue was a good color for them. And they also actually, this like the Glousy race actually blush in blue, like canonically as well, so I thought that was really cute, and I wanted to add that as a little element. Also, you saw me as I was drawing this, you saw that I referenced body proportions from a manga page in Fairy Tail, and I hope that that comes through because I tried to copy some of the stuff stylistically. I really like the way the Fairy Tail manga looks, and I just love Fairy Tail in general, and Esmeralda, a lot of the elements kind of pulled inspiration from Fairy Tail when it was first being created, and I don't know, I just still love Fairy Tail so freaking much. I really love it, so I tried to keep some elements just for fun, and the references kind of helped. I'm really trying to practice the manga style a little more. I'm not the best at it, but I had a lot of fun experimenting. So the next one is green here, and we have Leah and Aphaleia. So Aphaleia is another Glousy as well, and then Leah is actually the she gets chosen by the forest goddess on Viria Island, and she kind of becomes the new acting goddess there, who is like kind of chosen by the goddess, the original goddess, to kind of restore the land, because there was a long time ago, there was a big incident that kind of destroyed like half of the island, maybe a little bit more than half of the island, and so a lot of the original like plants and greenery there and stuff was destroyed. And so later on in the timeline, Leah is actually selected to restore the island, and she actually meets Aphaleia. In my mind, because we haven't fully worked out the details between them yet, in my mind she meets Aphaleia because of connections that they wind up having with another kingdom called Aganthum, and that is where King Edward and King Felix rule, and Aphaleia is actually really good friends with King Edward. So before he becomes a king and like marries Felix, him and Aphaleia are really close friends. So yeah, I think they probably meet through some of the dealings there. The kings of Aganthum decide to help Viria Island once they hear word of it like needing that and needing the resources. So I think they could probably meet that way. And another thing I want to mention is that Tatty for this day did Riven and Aaron, and a fun fact about them is that originally we were still figuring things out, and originally Aaron and Leah were together and Aphaleia and Riven were together, but along the lines where we were like kind of chatting and role playing a little bit with each of them, we came to the conclusion that they actually like the way that they would be in a relationship would be this arrangement instead. So Leah and Athaleia would actually like each other, and Riven and Aaron actually really are in love as well. So yeah, we wound up changing the ships. Well, I guess they kind of decided that. So yeah, I don't know, just a fun little silly fact. Okay, and then next we have yellow that is happening right now. And like I said before, yellow is a huge theme that comes up throughout like the various timelines and time periods for Lessa and Daeyeon. And so this is who I am doing for yellow. This is Lessa and Daeyeon. And I don't know, I was feeling really like sentimental this day. There's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of tense things going on in general and personally for like here in general. So more so for Tatty than me, I want to clarify that. But it's just like personal stuff, so I don't want to get too far into it. But I was feeling sentimental, and I decided to do something that I was hoping would also cheer Tatty up a little bit. So I just wanted to do something squishy and cuddly with them, and I was struggling a lot with the pose when I initially started doing this, but I'm really happy with how it came out. Again, I was trying to practice like clothing. I think that one of the things that I tend to do when it comes to like me not liking the results of something that I draw is that I do too much, if that makes sense. Like when I add wrinkles in clothes, I often do way too many, and it winds up kind of looking really messy to me, and so I have a hard time with how it looks. But I tried to like tone it down a little bit and be a little bit more relaxed on how I was doing it, and I really like it. Really is true, like less is more sometimes, and so I tried to focus more so on how squishy I wanted the pose to be and how happy I wanted them to look, and just like the overall vibes of it, and it really helped with this. I don't know, I was vibing when I did this piece, and I really wanted to make something that was just cute and cuddly with them. I wanted all of these to be cute and cuddly and like fun to some like various extent, but this one particularly I was really feeling like sentimental this day. So I don't know, I like the way it turned out. I'm really happy with it, and I like the tones. I think it looks really nicely balanced. I don't know. So yeah, Lessa and Daeyeon, our boys, and they're so cute. I love them. We love them. Okay, so we have orange coming up next, and you'll see in the beginning here I was picking a couple of various characters because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet. So the first ones I started sketching were actually Lady Ambar and Princess Kea, and then the second ones are Ludwig and Flora, and then I actually came to the conclusion that I was going to do Ismail and Astaroth. And these are also relatively new characters, but there's a really funny story actually about Astaroth. I mean, it's probably not that funny. I thought it was funny, but Astaroth actually kind of showed up in my dreams. He came into the dream and he said that he was gonna like jump cars, and then he wound up not jumping the cars and falling on top of them instead. And he's just like really crazy, really unhinged. He's a menace, and he kind of gets his vibes from watching like stupid bro dudes online, and so he does a bunch of dumb stuff. But yeah, so Ismail is an angel and Astaroth is a demon, and Ismail kind of like keeps him in line and in check. And so I just wanted to do something fun with that and like get a little bit spicy with this one. I thought it was fun. They're a little bit spicy, a little bit cool, a little bit fun. And actually I'm really happy with how the pose worked on this. I had an image in my head of how I wanted this to look, but I was like, I have no idea how I'm gonna do that. So I kind of just like winged it. I don't know what the correct way to say that is. I've heard both ways, but yeah, I kind of just like went with the flow, and I like the way it turned out. I don't know. It looks very manga like to me. You should let me know, did I do okay like with the manga look? I don't know. I'm really trying to get a very like specific look with the lines and the way the inks look and all that stuff, so hopefully it came across. But these two are really fun. I love them, and I had a lot of fun drawing this and making this and just doing something silly. So yeah, Tatty did a really sweet, cute one for this day. She decided to do Ludwig and Flora, and they're actually from the same story as Daniel and Patrick. Fun fact. These two are not. These two are from storylines with like Uriel and the other demon characters. So yeah. Well, I mean, actually, I shouldn't say that. They connect to all the stories, but they're like, that's where they would be featured more so. Anyways, okay. Sorry. Speaking of which, this is Frederick and Fabrizio I did for Red, and this was actually completed today. Well, I mean, it's technically the next day because it's past midnight that I'm actually recording this, but I actually drew this technically today, so earlier in the day. And I said, speaking of that, because Frederick is also an like an angelic character, and Fabrizio is also a demon character, and so they also kind of fit along with like Uriel and the other demons. However, they are featured in other various storylines. So, for example, Frederick and Fabrizio are also friends with like Lessa and Daeyeon, and even Vadim and Cole, and just some other characters that we have in different storylines that focus on different things, like Matvey and Solomon in Happiness Is You as well. So as you can see, I keep mentioning it so much, but I just love that. Again, Tatty has put so much work into making sure everything like connects in really cool ways, and I just love that. I think it's really neat and really cool, so I have to keep mentioning it. I wanted to do Frederick and Fabrizio for Red because Frederick has his signature red scarf that he wears. He's always had it since like the beginning of time, basically. And I just wanted to do something that was cute and sweet and cuddly with them. Again, I was feeling sentimental for most of this, but yeah, I had fun doing this. There was a little bit of mishaps that happened today, but again, I hope that this art will kind of cheer Tatty up a little bit, and I just wanted to do something sweet with them. I love these boys. She originally made both of these boys, and they're so sweet. They've been around for such a long time, and again, he's had the scarf forever, so I just wanted to do something cute where they were sharing the little scarf, and it's really simple, but I actually like really like the simplicity of it. I don't know, I think the vibes were cool and nice and fun, so yeah, but that is pretty much it. Ooh, I always get ahead of myself when I'm talking because there's always so much that I want to say, but I feel like I skip out on a lot of things that I want to say. I guess it's fine either way because it'll get a chance to be mentioned some other time, but I always have such a hard time with that. But now I'm going to show you all the pieces, so you're going to get to see all of them in sequence and have a chance to look at them. I hope that you enjoyed watching this and listening to me yap, and I hope that I said pretty much everything that I wanted to say about this. What do you think? What was your favorite? Did you have a favorite color of the rainbow, like the poses that you saw and the colors that were up there? And a favorite of Tatty's or Quill's if you want to go see those, which you absolutely should. And do you have a favorite color of the rainbow, or just in general? Anyways, my favorite colors tend to kind of be all of the rainbow colors because it really depends on what I'm doing or using, or you know, hopefully that makes sense. Like my favorite color or the color that I want to use kind of changes depending on the situation. So I'm pretty happy with all these turned out as far as the artwork goes, and I absolutely adore Tatty's. So please, once again, please go and check out the full series on both of our TikTok pages. Those are linked down in the description if you want to see those. You'll be able to see kind of the drawing process of those on there and the final products, and then like hear the songs that we put with them. So please go and check out hers, absolutely. And then if you want to check out mine as well, you can look at both of our TikTok pages and they will be there. So that is pretty much all I have to say for now. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and I will be back with more videos. I am going to record the sketchbook videos, so those will be coming up. They just take a little bit longer and a little bit more planning, so I am going to be doing that very soon. But yeah, leave a comment below letting me know what color you liked from this artwork and what color is your favorite color in general. And I hope you enjoyed seeing our characters, and I hope that this gave you a little bit of a smile. So I will see you again very soon. Please take care, and please enjoy the rest of your Pride Month. I hope that all of you can stay safe and have a great time, and happy Pride to everyone. Much love to everyone, and I'll see you again very soon. Okay. My dog is like whining at me and complaining at me, so let's go help her out. Okay.